Okay.
Hello, everyday leaders. Today is Saturday. It is March the 27th. And a few weeks ago, I was telling you and making you aware that I am going to be in this amazing summit, this virtual summit. And so, for those of you who have been following the Everyday Leaders platform, you know that we are trying to do things to help you just improve your life through COVID and beyond. And so I have a friend today that I wanted to introduce you to because she invited me to be a part of her series of sustainability at work. This summit is going to help you as you go back into your new life after COVID and right now, and to figure out the tools that can help you get stronger because we've all been challenged. It's affected every single one of us all over the world. And so now is the time to learn these lessons. And so, Maria, thank you very much for joining us today. And I can't wait to help you just really highlight everything that you're doing and what this is going to do for us as workers in all over the world.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, Melanie. Oh gosh, where do I begin? I guess I'll just start by introducing myself.
Yes, and I want you to know, where are you first? Where are you in the world?
I am in Dallas, Texas currently.
Dallas, Texas. All right. So, it's, here we are. And you probably don't have to wear your mask today because they have released those mask restrictions. And so good for you.
Thank you.
Staying safe. And so where are you from and how did you think of this summit? Because so many virtual summits this year have been about leadership, self-development, personal development, finding your voice, tools and skills, right? And so what motivated you to think about this summit?
Yeah. Okay, so I am originally from Moscow, Russia. I was born and raised there. I've been living in the United States for the last 12 years. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, which I know is a mouthful, but what it really means is it's workplace psychology. So application of psychological concepts to the workplace to ensure that organizations are productive and effective both for the employees and for the business. So that's my specialty. And so what was going on last year, I left my corporate position about a month ago while I was in the process of creating this summit. But
Wait, isn't that kind of an irony? I love it.
Isn't it? Yes. But, I was in a leadership position and what I was seeing really is things that were not working. There were things that were working, but also things that were not working, things that were leading people to be burned out, right? Not be productive in their work. And also, a lot of people outside of my company that I was speaking to were feeling burned out. And, you said it yourself, last year we had COVID and a lot of other things. And it was such a challenging year for everyone. And it was really reflected in, all areas of our life, but in work in particular. We all went to work remotely. Some people were already working remotely, but for some people it was new. And I think, I saw a lot of burned out people. So that's what inspired this summit, because I was seeing the way people felt about their work. And I also knew in my heart and from my studies that there's a different way of working, right? It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be painful. Work can be fulfilling. Work can feel good and produce really good results, both in the lives of individuals and for organizations. So that's where the idea came from. And then the name sustainability at work, right? Sustainable work. I am very passionate about sustainable living, right? Sustainable relationship between us humans and our environment. So I thought about it as, sustainability is a way of living. It's sustaining our resources. the same applies to the planet, right? What is sustainability? Sustaining the resources of the planet as we humans live on it and utilize them. And it's the same thing in our work, in our life, right? It's sustaining our internal resources, sustaining our energy, so that we can create the life and the work that is fulfilling, that brings joy, and that allows for the full human being to be present in it.
And so why do we not, as humans, think that we deserve that?
Well, I think just social structure, social conditioning. I think as a society, that's what we believe, that the structures that we created. I think, in psychology, there's two theories, theory X and theory Y. And one theory states that humans are lazy and they need to be controlled, right? And then the other one is like that humans innately are good and they want to work, they want to contribute. So I think our society in general has been aligned to the first one for a very long time, and that the world of work has been created from that theory, that we need to force people into work and then we're going to make them productive. And it's also the overall focus on short-term gains, right? Looking at our environment. I'm going to come back to that because sustainability is, for me, really about that. How can you squeeze in the most right now? It doesn't matter what's going to happen 100 years from now, but right now, let's squeeze it out. Same thing with the employee, right? We have an employee. Okay, we have this person. Let's squeeze them and see what comes out right now. But the truth is, this doesn't work long term. It doesn't work with our environment. It doesn't work with people. So sustainability is about long-term, right? If we focus, and business itself, right? You don't want a business that functions for a year. You want a business that brings you profit, that brings you result long-term. So that's why we need to shift from thinking about this right now, short-term, towards long-term, and how can we create conditions for the people in our companies and for ourselves, because a lot of people right now are moving into entrepreneurship because the work environment allows for that. So how can we create conditions in our lives that focus on that long-term results?
Well, it's really hard because so many people, I think, from what I've known over COVID, are transitioning. So they may have done something for a long time, right? They may have a career that they've loved, but they have to do it differently. And so the stressors that we have when we have to, rethink, what does this look like and how can I achieve success? And they have to do it in a different environment, like you said. That creates a lot of different or new stress, right? New stress that you either have people involved in your life that weren't involved before. So you have family around you. You may have moved homes because you have to upsize or downsize to have that right environment. But it's also how do you grow your business? How do you scale your business when you see that your performance is gaining? And so for a lot of people, they've had time to think into that more over COVID. And so I think that's what's really interesting is they may not have had those strategies before, but gosh, right now is the time, right? They can scale their business if they learn a couple of things.
Absolutely. And, I'm glad you're bringing it up, all of the stressors that have been occurring in people's life throughout through the pandemic, right? And I think even though it's challenging for everyone right now, right? But the positive thing that's coming out of that, as you said, is that for some people, it gave them time, if they were out of work, to maybe create a different plan, but it also brought up all of the issues right in our face, right? Burnout and the world of work didn't start suddenly not working in 2020. It wasn't working before either, but it just heightened that. It put it right in our faces. Okay, this is not working. The same thing that happened last year with all the social justice issues. Things were brought up right in our faces because of all of that additional stress. So now that they're out in your face, like, you have to face them and you need to make changes.
Right. So you put the summit together and
Mhm.
you have an amazing panel. How many total people are on this panel?
18. We have 18 total.
18. And I think I can share this here on the screen. Oh my goodness. I think it only brings up certain amounts. Maybe there we go. So I'll bring up another list, but there are several. I wanted to share your website where people can sign up because I've been sharing this across the screen. And if you wanted to sign up for the summit, this is a free summit that these 18 people are going to share their strategies for creating sustainability in their work environments. And so I love this because these are thought leaders from around the world. A couple of my friends are also on this panel, and I was so excited when you asked me to be a part of it because I said, hey, I want to share this, Maria. I want to make sure that people have access to this information because it's strategies that we can take with us forever, like not just for today, but if we learn these things, we can really own them and improve our entire life. So, if it's okay, I'm going to go ahead and share your website on what that will look like when people sign up, and you can kind of take us through that.
Yes.
All right. So when you go to the sustainablework.co /, this is where it takes you. And if you do that with the event and then my name, you will sign up under my code. So when you get to this website here, this is welcoming you. There's a video that welcomes you to the summit. And then I'll let you take it away, Maria.
Absolutely, yes. So there will be a video and a sign-up box. So you just enter your name and your email address in the box and look for a welcome email. We are, this is such a good timing. We're starting tomorrow. So you're going to receive links to 2 interviews per day. And, with these amazing speakers who, like you mentioned, are experts and come from different disciplines. So I have some consultants, coaches, researchers, like business executives, entrepreneurs, who provides you with strategies that help you be productive without burning out. And in all honesty, like, it's possible. It's real, it's possible, it's simple. So there's a lot of goodness and juicy content in it. So I highly encourage you to sign up. And the fun thing about it is that we take like multiple perspectives. We talk about the employees. What can employees do? We talk about entrepreneurs. What can entrepreneurs do? We talk about teams. We talk about leaders. We talk about organizational culture. And so, whatever your position is, wherever you are in the world, there's definitely something for you there.
Mm-hmm. So what inspired you the most? I mean, really to think about, because this is your first one, correct?
What's that? This is my first summit.
This is your very first summit.
Yes.
Yeah. So if somebody's like thinking about, hey, I have an idea, I would like to start a summit.
Yeah.
Tell us about that process.
Mm-hmm. Yes, well, I'll tell you about the process because I've made so many mistakes. It was my first time. I've learned so much. I will tell you first, like, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard, but it's also going to be fun because I got to meet so many amazing people, like yourself, including Melahni, who are so inspiring, like the work that they do in the world. I was for a couple of years cooped up in my corporate position and also like really deep spiritual work. And it was like the whole world opened up in front of me. I'm like, wow, these people are awesome. I made friends. Like, I made friends in Dallas. We're like, go out and have coffee. So that's been great. So what you do, I hired someone to help me. I hired an assistant who specializes in particularly in doing summits. And if you're interested, email me and I will send you her information. Uh, then there's a process of finding your speakers, right? There's a lot of research involved and reaching out. So that's probably the part that takes the most time. It took me hours and upon hours, upon hours, upon hours. But again, it was fun. Yeah, and then you're having interviews, pre-interviews with your speakers to see if what they like their message is aligned with your idea, and also to see if their audience is aligned with the idea that you want to bring into the world.
Mm-hmm.
And, then you record the interviews and write a lot of emails and write a lot of content. But overall, I think if you're passionate about your idea, right, and you really want to make it come alive and you see how it can serve the world, then I would say go for it. Because the one thing that there's many things that I'm learning from the summit, but, you mail and you talk about connecting to your why, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the thing that emerged the most from the summit, is that we want to contribute. We want to find meaning in our life, in our work. And ultimately, we want to be of service to something that's more than just us, to our company, to the world, to our team. So how can we tap into this? And you will learn about it in the summit.
Well, there's some amazing people. I'm going through here just scrolling because, 18 speakers, this is a lot of work. That's why I wanted you to kind of walk us through that process, because it's really encouraging to think when you start from scratch. How long did this go from your idea to actually launching? Because tomorrow is the launch date on March the 28th. So when did you have the first idea to
it was
do
in
this?
November.
November.
Mm-hmm.
So about 4 months, right?
Yes.
And then the process, is just exactly as you explained it. So I'm really proud of you, because I think this is a great journey, and it's a great example of how to just continue to focus on sustaining something that you believe in. Because once you launch this will be forever. These videos will last forever. And people, as they register, they're going to get 2 videos per day for 9 days. And it's going to be a fantastic series.
Yes, thank you. And I appreciate your recognition, because I didn't know how much work it's going to be. I'll tell you. But the good thing, like, don't be scared. If you want to create a summit, don't be scared about the amount of work. Like, that's, I guess, the great thing was that I hired someone to help me and guide me through it. Someone who specializes in like putting it together, or like the tech background stuff. And she would just send me a list of things to get done and the due dates. And that really helped me focus. And in all honesty, like, I didn't look all the way through. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to do what's up to my due date, and then I'll move on to the next step, so that I didn't overwhelm myself. And at the time, when I started working on that, I was still in my corporate job.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working on this on weeknights and Saturdays. And it's it was interesting to balance the two, yet I would have not changed the thing. And now that I left my position, I had the last month to really focus on this.
Well, what I saw in you is it gave you a lot of clarity, because when we first spoke about the conference, you said, here's my idea, and you were still in your job. And then by the time we started to record, you said, oh, by the way, I just quit my job. So I really love that, because you were figuring out a new way to sustain what you saw as what work would be for you. And that's really the irony of all of this, right? When we start to do things that we believe in, it gets really clear, and we step into more of our purpose when we do that. And so I'm really proud of you, and I wanted to celebrate you on this. And I think it's going to be a great summit for anyone that is looking to just invest in your own personal growth and development. And if like we said, if you're thinking about starting something new or even having an idea of how you would do that on the side as a side hustle so that you can use your strengths and then maybe design a business that you've never thought about before.
Yes.
This is what this is all about, right?
Absolutely. And like I said, you can send me a message on LinkedIn. I'm really happy to share any insights, any wisdom that I have from creating this summit. I'm absolutely happy to talk. Yeah.
Oh, well, Maria, you are just a wonderful gift to the world, and I so appreciate you. And I want everybody that's watching this, if you're on the replay or you're watching this live, you can go to the sustainablework.co /event. You can /my name, Melahni, and you can sign up and register for this. You're going to get 2 videos a day starting tomorrow, March the 28th. So this launches. You want to be able to catch it on the very first day and get your journals and really start learning and connect to Maria if you have any questions about this and how she can help you. So,
Absolutely, yes. And I would also encourage, if you're an employee, share it with your manager. They need to know. They need to know the things because, like it's a mutual relationship, right? Creating work is a mutual relationship. It's a different thing to be an entrepreneur, right? It's also very challenging. You also need to create the boundaries and the structure to sustain yourself. But when you're working for an organization, it's a mutual like dance between the organization and the management and the leadership and the employee. So I would highly encourage you to share it with your coworkers. Yes, if you have any friends or family members who are feeling burned out or on the verge of it, or need some help figuring out the strategies to be more sustainable, I encourage you to share.
excellent. Well, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for sharing your Saturday afternoon with us. And I am really excited to share this. Again, this is on YouTube, LinkedIn, and across all the Facebook platforms. And if you need anything at all, please reach out to Maria. You can also reach out to all of us at everydayleaders.com and make sure that you contact us and say, hey, I want to know more about the summit. So, Maria, thank you so much for joining us today and best of luck. And I can't wait to hear the results of this. Will you come back and share with us?
Absolutely, yes, I'd love to. Thank you for inviting me.
Wonderful. Thank you. And everybody that's watching, remember, being an everyday leader means just that, taking the strategies that you need every single day and applying those to your life. Because right now, we all need a little bit of that. We need accountability, we need sustainability, and you can do it and you matter. And so invest in yourself. Do those little things every single day to add value. Thank you for watching today. And thank you, Maria, for joining us. And everybody, have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
Bye.